Hey everybody, it's Doug Shelf with the Make Maine Your Home team over Remax Oceanside. In this week's episode, we are going to talk about buying a home here in Maine. And more in particular, we're going to talk about that beginning steps. What are the very first steps? And we're going to talk about 3 pillars to help you get started and make sure that you're pointed in the right direction so the rest of the process is smooth as heck. Let's do this. All right, so pillar number 1, the first thing that you should probably focus in on is getting a little bit of education. If you're watching this video, that means you're doing some research, and hopefully we can help you out and again, point you in the right direction. So first thing though that we talk about is learning some terms out there, things like earnest money. What does that mean? Inspection, appraisal, blah, blah, blah. While we're talking about that, I can explain a couple of those things. Earnest money, it's like part of your down payment, but it's a little bit of money, a little bit of cash that you put up and say, hey, I'm buying this house. I'm serious about it, so I'm going to write you a little check. You don't lose that money typically, unless if something drastic happens. It's held in escrow until closing and all that stuff. That's what earnest money is. Inspections are, once you go under contract, you find the house that you want. Inspections are the time period that you get to evaluate the house and make sure it's okay and not falling over. Appraisal is more about value of the house. Those are some terms that, you'll want to learn, and you can Google those, use AI, watch these videos. We've done a lot of videos about buying homes, especially here in Maine. So very targeted at MaineHousing. So if you want to watch more of our videos, check them out. We got tons of them. And then also educate yourself. Again, watch some of our videos about how the process of purchasing a home here in Maine works and get yourself familiar with how all that works and the timelines and things like that. The next thing that we'd like to talk about is pillar number 2 is, work with the right team. And that kind of goes with sit down with your local professionals and learn all these things that we're just talking about from the people that do it day in and day out. Really, because one of the things that when we sit down with people is that we talk about in the education side of things is we're going to talk about areas and all that stuff. And on our channel, the Make Maine Your Home channel, you can see all sorts of videos about different towns, areas, fun stuff to do. Obviously, if you're moving here from away, you're going to want to know all those things. And that's part of your education that you need to start learning about different areas and what's pros and cons and if it's going to work for you and all that stuff. So coming to off the channel and sitting down with let's say us as real estate brokers, we're going to help educate you on a lot of those things and also talk to you about how the process works and just kind of help you through the whole process. But you're also going to want to sit down and talk to lenders. If you're getting a mortgage, which most of you are, you're going to want to sit down with your lenders and educate yourself on that. Government programs, grants, all of the things that are available to you, you're going to want to do some education on that and learn. Oftentimes, people like us as real estate brokers and lenders can shine some light on those things, but you might want to do some of your own research as well. Home buyer classes. If you're a first-time home buyer, why wouldn't you look into classes and learn more about home ownership? Again, we can teach you a lot of those things, but why not learn as much as you possibly can? You can watch our videos, you can sit down with us, but there's also classes out there that you can do that will really help not only purchase the home, but become a good homeowner after you already purchase a home. And this is why you want to get that done now. This is why we're talking about it in the first steps, so you're educated as you go through the whole process. So hey guys, before we move on, I got 2 things to talk to you about. First off, as you can tell, we're real estate brokers. Me and my team would love to work with you. If you are moving here from afar, or if you already live here and you're looking at doing things, we will help you. Reach out to us, comment below, send us an email, give us a call. All our contact information is in the description. We would feel honored to work with you and we would love it. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, even if you just want to shoot the crap about what's happening in Maine. We'd love to do that. And then secondly, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please hit that subscribe and the little bell so you get notified of new episodes. We come out with episodes every week. If you end up hating it, you can always unsubscribe, but those tricky algorithms and stuff, they really like when people engage in our channel. So please do it. Thank you. All right, guys, so pillar 3 that we're going to talk about is standing out in this market. If it's a very competitive market, even if it's not, as we sit right now, the market is leveled out and it's not as competitive, but still, you're going to want to be able to stand out and make your offers maybe as attractive as you need to, because sometimes houses do sell quickly and you might be up against other people. So you're going to want to be mindful of that and be prepared, really. Everybody thinks about price when they're buying a house. I got to get the best price, blah, 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 blah. Well, some ways to do that is to really be be prepared on all of your other terms. And again, be educated and know what you can do. So your terms might be like speed of closing, less contingencies, things like that. And ultimately, you can maybe get a lower price if you're giving better terms on different things, if that's really what you want to try to do. First-time home buyers, if you've never done this, this is again where you're going to want that education and be ready to stand out in the market. So in working with all those different terms, like I said, you want to be prepared and you want to be ready to go. So things like, getting a strong pre-approval with your mortgage, you're going to want to do that. Understanding like the due diligence and the inspection periods and those types of contingencies of what you can and can't do. If you already own a home here and you need to sell it in order to purchase, you're going to want to be mindful of what moving parts, and there's a lot of moving parts when you're doing that. We do it all the time though. We could talk to you about what some of your best options are, but you're definitely going to want to be 100% prepared with any of those contingencies so you're ready to roll when the time comes. So all right guys, hopefully this video was helpful and you now have the 3 pillars to starting your home buying process. If you have any questions, again, comment below, reach out to us. We would love to help you out. And remember, if you make Maine your home, you don't have to do it alone. Hey, come here. Hey, YouTube thinks you're gonna like one of these videos. So click on it and let me know what you think. And remember, come back again soon because we do a video every Friday.